like my mom, she was like into like Garth Brooks and the Dixie.
Where are the bodies?
Where are they, Garth?
Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined as always by my sleazy co-host Alexander Volt. Say hello.
Hello.
This is Every Album Ever, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. That's a whole new discography per episode, except for these EAE singles episodes where we cover one brand new album at a time. And today, what are we discussing?
We're discussing the latest album by Wheeler Walker Jr. entitled Ram.
Ram, baby. Wheeler Walker Jr., our first country artist, and we're covering his first non-country album. We've talked a lot about Wheeler in the past. We're a long time. We're day one Wheeler fans. You're pre-day one Wheeler fan.
Yeah, I'm like proto when he was going by his government name, Ben Hoffman.
Yeah.
Had a little show on Comedy Central called The Bang Show. And one of the skits was him unleashing one of these country songs into an audience that had no idea.
Yeah, you can't even call it a sketch because it was more of a prank than a sketch, really.
Yeah. So like I would just like pull up that clip
and then you would do the same thing to others.
Yeah, and I like wanted an album so pretty much since I saw that skit. I was like he should do an album, and then I believe it was you.
Yeah.
I get this like Pornhub link and I'm like, "Come on, man."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Trust me, brother." Yeah. And then I was like, oh shit, this is like funny. And then I like realized what was going on. I was like, oh my God. And so it's really funny that I went from like years of this needs to happen to like now he has 5 albums out. That's insane.
I completely forgot that he originally released Redneck Shit on Pornhub. Yes. I completely forgot that. And I was listening to that because it was, I don't know when he put it out like, everywhere else. Mm-hmm. But I was listening to it a lot there. Like, I was like, this is a really good album. Like, wait, hold the fucking phone.
If listeners aren't familiar, the first album is like, I don't know if anything can top that. Because
no chance. Yeah.
The like novelty and the songwriting is just so
it's stellar.
It is lightning in a bottle in a way. Like I love some other albums, but I don't know if you can like recapture how glorious that was.
It's one of those golden gem perfect albums.
Yeah.
You can't. So this is the thing about Wheeler. He's a comedian and his lyrics are fucking outlandish, over the top, obviously jokes, but he's always been music first.
Yes.
Like since day one, he's like, I'm a country artist, dude. Like, yeah, sure. I'm talking about fucking big titties and all that, but I'm a country artist, and like real, not like, I mean, he was a whole thing about how much he hates Florida Georgia line, Southern, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like a purist, a country purist.
Yeah.
And then I listened to the album, and then I just kept thinking like, this is excellent country. This is like, ignore the absolutely hilarious fucking lyrics, and they are really well written, really clever, really disgusting, hilarious lyrics. They're just well-written, super catchy songs, beginning to end. Every single track is a fucking banger.
Yeah, I remember listening to one interview where he's like, on some of my songs, you just change out a few curse words and they're pretty standard country songs.
Yeah, pretty much. And some of them need to change out a lot of words.
Yeah, well, yeah, like Redneck Shit is...
it's fucking... I mean, those are... So when... The reason why I'm not as big on the rest of his, I like a lot of his albums, but not nearly as much as the first one, because songs like Redneck Shit lyrically are so clever and interesting and funny and like over the top satirical, where, I mean, his whole shtick is that, I'm this sex god, I fuck everything, I'm a horn dog, it's like, it's a funny character, but Redneck Shit is specifically funnier than all of them, I feel like. The song Redneck Shit.
I agree. That is like one of the funnier songs that, like, because some of them like eating pussy, kicking ass,
which is what the original sketch was.
Yeah, that's like the origin of Wheeler Walker. Like that relies on a twist that is funny, but then like redneck shit is just so like crude and absurd but
clever and funny visuals. You can visualize some of like the ridiculous. It's really well done.
Also, it's like a really like upbeat, rowdy country song.
It's a fucking kick-ass. We're just talking about the first album that came out in 2016.
I know. I feel like we need this.
So clearly, we're giant fans of that. He started churning out an album a year for a while,
and then there was some dry spells.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, the first two albums are good, and then
I'm pretty not big on the second album, Old Wheeler. I didn't like it at all. Still don't really like it. I like the third and fourth albums a lot more.
Interesting. Maybe if one day we'll just go
do a full episode of Wheeler.
Yeah, because it'd be fun and easy. But segueing, I realized that in this album, like that is when I think he is at his funniest is when there's absurd things going on. Like this because I feel like there's two sides to Wheeler. There's the like horn dog, like really good at fucking one. But I like down on his luck, and he's gonna put his dick in anywhere and everywhere Wheeler.
Can't seem to fuck you off my mind.
Yeah.
I know it's a great ballad. It's not even a ballad. It's just a great kind of like, oh man, I get that.
Yeah. So I realized on this album, the songs that work for me, I like it more when he is like down and out on his luck and kind of in a really like bad way or in a precarious way. My favorite track on the album, Sniffer's Row.
It's one of my favorite ones too. It's a good one. Yeah.
It's the funniest. It's absurd. It's depressing. It's hilarious. This the like catching a whiff of that camel toe, looking at C-section scars. Yeah. There's pussy juice dripping down the stripper poles.
Yeah.
You see tampon strings hanging out a coochie hole. It's
pretty good. Yeah.
It's great.
Also, we brushed over the fact that this is not a country album. Like we briefly mentioned it, but this is a full on
this is
almost yacht rod ZZ Top.
I would say, ZZ Top. There's still the country and the twang in here. This is more like a nod to ZZ Top. Also, despite feeling the album is it's a solid. It's not amazing.
It's my least favorite album of his by so much. I was pretty let down. I mean, I had a feeling I wouldn't be that big on it.
Yeah,
because I'm a lot pickier with rock music than country.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I would need to do some math and to figure out my least favorite. But yeah, this is like ZZ Top, and yeah. The music is okay, but it's one of my favorite album covers from him.
It's a fantastic album. It is. Yeah. I think it's the best album cover. Right under the debut, which is just perfect, like almost thriller kind of thing.
Yeah.
This one is the best for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's when we say ZZ Top, like they list ZZ Top as a major influence along with Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses for this album.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, the ZZ Top, it's full on Eliminator, ZZ Top era. Yes. It sounds so much for what's the fucking one that's basically a complete ripoff of Legs. Finger Blast is basically Legs.
Yes.
I mean, holy shit. It's blatant.
It is Legs, but it does deliver some more like umph. It's a little heavier. Like you're going to think of Legs when you hear that song, but it's still fucking fun. I like it. I like that it's heavier.
So my biggest gripe with the whole one of the biggest gripes, the production. So they're clearly going for like an 80s type thing.
Yeah,
it's very 80s inspired. I mean, full on.
There's synths and
the Miami Vice toms.
Yeah.
And my problem with that one is the kick drum sounds a lot like the kick drum on 1984 from Van Halen, which is my least favorite kick drum sound. I think it's their best album, but I think it's one of the most grating kick drum sounds. It's completely digital sounding. It doesn't sound like no kick drum in the world sounds like that. It's clearly an intentional creative choice. But and I know kick drum is one thing. 8 out of 10 songs on here is the same fucking drum beat. The driving, doom, 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 very dancey, very driving. I mean, so many fucking songs in a row. I mean, the opening 3 tracks all have that in a row. And then many of the others also have that exact same beat. And even when it's a slightly different kind of variation of it, the kick drum is so loud and punchy that it dominates and it makes you feel like it's the same beat, even if it's not. Like, one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite song on the whole album, is Who the Fuck? And I think it's a strong Southern rock song. It has some of the most egregious MIDI tom sounds ever, but that kick, it's doing a completely different beat than the rest of the album. But that kick is so fucking annoying. It's an intentional thing. They wanted to sound 80s like that, but it just hurts my ears. Yeah,
I think like the first album, he hung his hat on the, you know, high production value and writing, and it worked as this like the complete package. And at like my first listen, I felt kind of let down, and then I was just like, okay, let me just get down to the nitty gritty on like, do these songs make me laugh?
Yeah.
And yeah. I would say it's like maybe like a 60-40 split. I agree. Like, Who the Fuck? Yeah, that is, like I said earlier, that is like down on his luck. Wheeler. Yeah. His balls are bruised. His ass doesn't feel right. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that is a good one. Yeah, Who the Fuck Did I Fuck Last Night? It is a legitimately fun song. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I gave this multiple listens, and I'm like, yeah, that fucking holds up.
I do think he could have expanded on the absurdity a little bit more on it, because it's got the good, like, ridiculous, like, situation he's in, and then it's just kind of repeated.
A lot of the same chorus is repeated, whereas in the past, every time you go back to a chorus, it'd be a different lyric. The same chorus, but just a very different rhyme. It's a variation of the same kind of thing.
Or like the story is
continuing.
Yes.
Yeah. And these songs, like, it's not a long album. It's only a half hour, but a lot of them just kind of like, all right, I know exactly the structure they're going, very predictable structures. It sounds like someone making a rock album for the first time. Like, I know exactly where everything is going. These riffs, I've heard them all before.
Yeah.
Having said that, I don't mind the last. I mean, I like the last 3 songs. Like, the whole album is like, all right, I like it. I don't like it. I like it. And the last 3 kind of turn around for me. I like Fuck This Job, Who the Fuck, and Credit Card. Credit Card is I like that one.
Interesting.
Very corny, but I like it.
Yeah, I felt like that was one of the weaker ones for me, just because it's just not as absurd as some of the other ones lyrically. And then Fuck This Job was, I felt a little too similar to Fuck You Bitch.
The cadence, the vocal cadence is extremely similar.
Yes.
Extremely
and the
similar.
main chorus is very similar.
Yeah. It's not a ballad like that song, but it still has the same cadence.
And then it is kind of like funny that, he gets fired he's really not a good employee.
Yeah.
But it's just not, yeah.
The lyrics on this one didn't strike me as that funny. And they're cute, and they're like, oh, that's neat. It's some of them are funnier than others, but for the most part, there were no, like, not that I need the lyrics to be shocking to be funny.
Yeah.
But like, we know his shtick at this point. We have 5 albums of him being the braggadocious, sex god guy.
Yeah.
Like, we know that there's very few spins on that like comedic approach. So I'm just like, yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah, that, and again, that's why Sniffers Row is like most consistently funny continuation of a story for me.
Puddin'. I like Puddin'. It's one of the silliest things he's ever done, but I like it.
Yes, yeah. I do think he could have put his dick in sillier places, but it works. There's these horns.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The Miami Vice toms, there's synths. It's kind of like, I don't know, like if they could have spread that more to other songs.
I like that it's a consistent vision where it's like we're going for this. I mean, that would be considered yacht rock, right? I just think of Kenny Loggins.
I just couldn't like get that like Eliminator era ZZ Top.
Yeah, because I think of literally Danger Zone, Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, that's Danger Zone's another good comparison.
That because I don't know if that's considered yacht rock. I mean, Kenny Loggins kind of is, but I don't know what that song. I don't know enough about fucking yacht rock. I have no interest. But
check out the Steely Dan episode.
Please don't, if you want. But yeah, it's very much a Danger Zone kind of album.
It is.
I like that they were consistent with that. Like we're not just making a rock record. We're making this
specific
80s type of thing. But the textures are really goofy and cheesy, and they do get old. The rhythm section is the most like repetitive and kind of grating out of everything. But overall, just the riffs, I'm like, yeah, they're just hard rock riffs. Definitely have heard that before. A lot of bar rock stuff, like Dump Truck is just Southern bar rock.
Yeah, I'm getting Mike's vocal phlegms by hanging out with him so much.
Yeah.
Dump Truck was the one song where I would say like it's Dump Truck, Born to Fuck, Money and Bitches, and Credit Card, where I'm just like, they kind of feel, I don't want to say mundane because he's not really a mundane artist.
No. But we've heard it. We've gotten it before.
We've had it before. And Dump Truck was the like most fun for me.
Really? I think like, Money and Bitches is the most fun for me. Out of the ones you listed anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. Like Money and Bitches didn't work. I was trying to think too, like, if I was
Money and Bitches didn't work for me. That's a great sentence.
Yeah. I mean, in real life, they work for me, but you know, the song.
You heard them.
No one works for me, actually. So I'm lacking in both. Yeah, I was trying to think too, if I was watching these songs live, how would I feel about, and I think Dump Truck and Born to Fuck would be fun live.
I think I would say all of these would be fun live.
Yeah.
If not all of them, then most of them. Money and Bitches, I like how I think it's a good pacer. It's it speeds things up, gets more momentum. It's track 2. It's a good track 2. But I was listening to it thinking like, yeah, it's good momentum, but it's better than the opener. It's better than Born to Fuck, but I'm not, I went back to it. It slowly grew on me. Like I can get not being into it, but it is straight out of Miami Vice.
Yeah, I think a good Wheeler song for me has like more than one funny line. Like there's a number of funny lines, and like, yeah, Born to Fuck and Money and Bitches, they only got one funny line. So
yeah.
Let me see. On Money and Bitches,
what is it?
It's I'm only here to feed my hog.
Oh yeah.
This calling your wiener a hog is funny to me.
What do you think about Skanks for Nothing? Aside from the title being very good, which makes me think of Skanks for the Memories, but from David Tell.
Yeah, it's okay. Again, it's okay. It's not absurd. Skanks for Nothing is just the like I'm good at fucking song.
Much like this album, it's appropriately sleazy. I would expect no less, and I would want no less. If he's going to do a rock album, it should be a ZZ Top fucking, disgusting, grimy old man with his hands out trying to touch you kind of album. But it does feel more like a knockoff, that song anyway. Like,
you know what I kind of wish he dabbled more in is maybe like getting intoxicated on various drugs, because I think he brings it up on one song.
Oh, he did that a lot more on previous albums.
He did, because I think there's, although that could get old too.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying this doesn't feel like as prevalent here as other ones.
With an album that sounds this 80s, I was expecting a lot more coke talk.
Yeah, like that would have been an interesting thing. And speaking of coke, when I'm like complaining about these things, I think about, was it Pitchfork? I don't remember who did a review on a Pusha T album where they like gave it a bad review because he's this like rapping about cocaine, and it's like,
oh yeah, it was coke rap though.
Yeah,
we talked all about that on the Clips episode.
Yeah, like what? Like that's what he's been doing. You can't.
Yeah. If you can't not, okay, if you're going in not knowing, maybe.
Yeah.
But if it's established.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same for Wheeler. Like, I know, but also like I know he has like good songwriting abilities, or he can like surround himself with these really talented musicians. So.
That's the thing. I'm starting to forget now if I preferred was it Sex, Drugs, and Country Music more than WW3. I think I did because I'm always a little cautious and concerned whenever any artist, not even a comedian, if they start putting out a shit every year.
Yeah,
I get very concerned and I start like, all right, how much of this was written during a boom of creativity and how much of it are you just throwing out there? And it felt like, even though I like WW3 a lot more than Old Wheeler, they felt like he was running dry. And then Sex, Drugs, Country Music felt like, oh, all right. And then this comes out a year later, and it's like, okay, now we're running dry again, songwriting wise.
I think also, too, when it's like really sincere, even if you're talking about fucking your cousins and jerking off dogs or whatever.
It's fucking hilarious.
But there's like a sincerity to the music. And then this, by its nature, it's like 80s Coke infused rock and roll.
Yeah.
And that is like some of the least like disingenuous music.
It is. Country music is extremely sincere. It's extremely sincere.
Yeah.
This is, well, not that ZZ Top isn't sincere, but I mean, this fucking Danger Zone music. The thing is, I don't give a fuck about any of that. If I just like the riffs and the hooks, and fuck it, do all the coke you want. I mean, this is fun. But just, I've heard it.
I think there is a space where it could have been like a home run, but it wasn't for whatever reason. I was surprised his first two albums, how well they sold. I had no fucking idea.
I still don't know.
Like they legitimately cracked like the top 10 country album charts.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, the only reason why I haven't shoved that first album down my mom's throat is because she cannot handle the lyrics.
Yeah.
She would freak the fuck out. But it's always the thing when I had my lady friend's mom bring up country recently and saying like, do you know, I can't stand country. Do you know any country? I was like, as a matter of fact, I do. I love to particularly recommend this artist, but it's fucking great country. He means like Wheeler is legit my favorite country artist. That's why I guess I still appreciate this, but I do like him better as country.
Yeah, I've when that first album came out and I heard him talk about outlaw country, so I would kind of like check that out a little bit, but never made like a sincere commitment to it. And he's covered outlaw shit by I think Waylon Jennings. No country fans come for me. That's not.
We look at our history. I don't even know where to put this episode in our playlist because we don't do any country music.
Yeah, you put it. You do like Two Live Crew. This is Two Live Crew and Wheeler.
And hold on.
And Tim Buckley.
Of course.
Buckley, yes.
Anything overtly sexual.
Sex funk, yeah.
Sex funk.
So yeah, you just do a playlist of those three.
I won't title it. You'll get the idea.
Yeah. So yeah, he's covered outlaw shit, which is like I like that song. Yeah. So I'm like, it's there. And then recently this year, one of my favorite pro wrestlers, Hangman Adam Page, what an angel. He calls himself the Anxious Millennial Cowboy. Yeah. So he did an Anxious Millennial Cowboy playlist, and I've been listening to that. And there's a few artists on. I'm actually going to go check one out live.
Oh, no shit.
Also has a similar name to Wheeler Walker, but he's not a comedy.
Not a completely filthy potty mouth?
No. Joshua Ray Walker, no relation.
Oh, there's a Walker in there. Okay.
Yeah.
It is a very country western name.
Yeah. He's interesting to me because he kind of blends in like funk music to his country music. Like he has the song Sexy After Dark. This is like delightful to me.
Yeah.
He did like cover of Whitney Houston's "I Want to Dance with Someone," but did it like if the Blues Brothers did it.
That's very clever.
Yeah. So I'm like, they're there. I need a Sherpa, and maybe Adam Page is my country
There's
Sherpa.
legitimately good. It's just a thing that we were, I don't want to say raised, but at least in my house, we're kind of in our particular culture of LA rock fans. We grew up with metal and punk and stuff. We're raised to hate country, especially like, aside from my grandpa, who was like, the Chet Atkins generation. My mom is a hippie. No country at all. No, not allowed.
My mom loved it, and I think that's why I had like an aversion to it.
See, mine was like, it was like country and rap. You're not allowed. Like, you're not allowed. But like, there's no credibility in these because they're not like whatever the thing we like is.
Yeah.
And of course, like I made my way to both as I got older, but country is still one where it shouldn't be surprising that the mainstream stuff is garbage, but the level of how bad it is compared to what is pure country, I guess, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, to me, I was like, it's just like any other genre, right? Like you can't go to the radio to hear good country.
It's like you show me like pop country, it's indistinct. It's like I can't even register it as what I imagine country, because it's like there's a guy with a kind of southern twang in his accent. And there's an acoustic guitar in the mix, but that's it.
Like Florida Georgia Line is crazy. Like Florida Georgia Line, Imagine Dragons, and some generic female pop artists I can't think of off the top of my head. Like all three of them could do a song together and it wouldn't even sound crazy, because it's so... Pop music is just so insidious now.
It's supposed to hit as many people as possible, and by doing that, you got to make this weird gray genitalia lacking thing of music.
Yes,
it can't be distinguished.
That's a great way to put it. It's all kind of sounds the same. So like my mom, she was like into like Garth Brooks and the Dixie.
Where are the bodies?
Where are they, Garth? And yeah, like the Dixie Chicks, like that era country music.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because I like, I'd hear like a Hank Williams song or like Okie from Muskogee, because like the Melvins would cover those.
Yeah.
And like she does not like the yokel, like I'm trying to think, like on the Wheeler song Poon, that like high pitch, like
with the super heavy southern accent,
or even like Bird Cloud, like they kind of have.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Bird Cloud. Yeah,
they had. I was surprised they had beef with Wheeler over.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, which is crazy because I know about Bird Cloud because of Wheeler.
Yeah, they opened for him, and that's how we saw. That's how I know. That's how I heard of them.
I guess Bird Cloud did a cum-colored vinyl, and they like
white,
but they like called it like cum, and then Wheeler did the same thing, and they're just like,
hey, we thought of the cum first, bud.
I mean, they did, and so I don't know what happened there. I like both. I wish it wasn't this way, because if you like Wheeler, check out Bird Cloud. They're a hoot.
Yeah, they're a hoot. They're an absolute hoot.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of. There's always kind of like some sort of finger pointing of like, you copied my style, and like
I think especially
I don't know, man.
If you were like friends and then you don't hang out anymore, and then they do.
I'm sure. I mean, it exists, but
it's not like. I get why they're angry, but it's also like you both just sing about raunchy sex stuff.
Yeah, there's not a whole
like the cum-colored vinyl thing is.
It was bound to happen for either one.
Yes, someone was gonna do it.
I mean, just call it white, all right? No one gets cum, all right?
Or just call it cum white and move on.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna paint my walls cum white.
Someone. In the white room.
In the white room. Check out episode on Cream.
Cream. someone, you know how we were talking, or I brought up how Sleep has the Dope Smoker album with like real weed leaves.
Oh yeah, like pressed inside of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just fucking. Oh man, just real loads.
Yeah, Wheeler should do like his actual loads and like a
it's hilarious.
20 like there's only 20 of these with his
That's
load in
fucking
it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. With real splooge.
Yeah. So,
geez.
you know, I've seen
That's cum white.
that genuine cum white. Cause yeah, I've seen like I forget who does it. I think it's Left of the Dial, and they always sell out super quick. They do like Mortal Kombat vinyls with like red liquid in it. So when you
that's fucking rad.
when you spin it, like it looks fucking cool. That always sells out super quick. I don't have.
How the hell do they do that?
I don't know how they do it. It's fucking cool. It's probably a gimmick. Like probably like plain black vinyl sounds better, but it's it's fucking neat. So
doesn't plain black vinyl sound better across the board?
I think so.
Yeah.
But you know, color's fun.
Color is fun.
But there you go for the cum genre vinyl.
Good thing we don't make any money off monetization, because this isn't getting monetized for all that cum talk.
bleep.
I know. Still be too many. Fuck that.
You know, it's Wheeler Walker. Though.
Exactly. I wish I liked this more, because I don't want to like. The only thing that's solidified of me out there in the world is me trashing one of his albums, because I love him so much.
For me, it comes from a place of like I want him to be good, and you know, it's fun. It is what it is. It's kind of falls into the no harm, no foul territory for me.
Yeah, it's definitely my least favorite of all of his albums. I appreciate the novelty of it, but I'm really relentless and like unforgiving when it comes to like hard rock, because man, I am not easily swayed by a fun hard rock and riff. Like I want to hear something interesting. I'm really like hard to please with that stuff.
Like I said earlier, I think if the lyrics were elevated or a little bit more funnier, I could forgive some more, but you know, I'm good at fucking songs, like,
yeah,
you know,
we know, bud. We don't doubt. I never doubted him.
I never doubted you. And I've expanded my horizons. I know about Tim Buckley. I've listened to every 2 Live Crew album,
100%.
And like 2 Live Crew, they're kind of like
the pioneers. They walk so he can run, so he can ram.
Yeah, so
damn,
he can ram.
Funny if I thought of it first.
Yeah, so like 2 Live Crew is like I don't even think there's anyone else on the raunchy sex. There is no Mount Rushmore of raunchy sex music. It's just 2 Live Crew.
It's just Luke.
Yeah.
I mean, just the one man, essentially.
It's just Luke Campbell wearing glasses, looking unassuming.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Check out that episode. That was a wild one. But yeah, since we're not going to be talking about Wheeler for a little bit, like, I did enjoy his little trajectory there, because like, Wheeler was more like, I didn't like it for a lot of reasons. I didn't like the song so much, but it also was like, it was just Redneck Chick Part 2, kind of like image wise and theme wise. It was a little more expansive. Like I feel like the production felt a little bigger. It was a little bigger. Yeah. But for WW3, that is when he continued his bit of, I settled down. I got married. I had a kid. Oh yeah. I'm not doing that shit no more. I've gotten clean. This is what I did in my past. These songs are about what I used to do. I'm not doing that shit anymore. Yeah. And then Sex, Drugs, and Country Music, he's back to doing the raunchy stuff again. And this one just kind of feels, I don't know. Like this one just feels like the gimmick, or like the new progression, the new step forward is that I'm playing fucking Coke 80s rock. And it almost loses a little bit of the lore of Wheeler in the process. Yeah, like I said, I like really think that could have been the like next progression of the Wheeler character, and it could have like been a home run somewhere. But I kind of want, what I would love is just if there was this one big story of Wheeler Walker Jr. and he told them through albums. That would be, that's what I would really love. Like it doesn't even need to be real time. Like it'd be surreal to like
go back and forth. Like if Old Wheeler was like him as an old man. Yeah.
Something like, I don't know. I'm getting way too fucking like artistic with this man's raunchy music.
We're like fantasy booking because we just think the world of him.
Seriously, dude. Like I distinctly remember when you first showed me that Ben Show sketch, and I mean, it's brilliant. It's truly brilliant. It's fucking hilarious.
It's just, you're like, it's raunchy, but whatever. And if you guys haven't, I don't even want to root. It's so good. I don't even want to, for those who haven't heard this, look up like Bang Show country song.
Eating pussy kicking ass, man.
Yeah.
Eating pussy kicking ass. I mean, I can't stand by a greater creed.
Yeah. And there's a point in the song where like he already doesn't have the audience, but then he completely loses them.
I mean, the Ben Show was essentially like Nathan for You before Nathan for You. And then Nathan for You came and did it better than any show in existence, and then kind of like they pushed out Ben Show a little bit.
Yeah, they were. I mean, it literally did. I think Comedy Central was just like, you're just like two weird Jewish guys.
Yeah, you're too much the same of the awkward real life scenarios, prank stuff.
To me, they were very different because the Ben Show had sketches, and Nathan for You was this dedicated
to fucking with real people. So good, man.
I don't even feel bad because a lot of these shows, like a Bar Rescue or something like that, their turnaround's not even that good. You look at these fucking restaurants or businesses that they say they're going to help, and a lot of them don't fucking make it. So
you know what? Recently,
and you know what?
What?
The Bang Show, I think it has like a way higher success rate because
that's hilarious. The Ben Show or Nathan?
Sorry, Nathan for You.
That's fucking wild because some of the people he approached were just holy shit.
Did you see it was like some diner in one of these like whatever the California equivalent of like a flyover state, but like a drive-through city.
Fresno.
Yeah, it was somewhere like that. It was some restaurant where they needed help. And so he came up, he's like, oh, you know what goes viral is like celebrities leaving big tips. But they couldn't actually get one. And like in Nathan for You fashion, it turns into this like crazy, like way too convoluted scheme.
I didn't see that one, but God, I love that show so fucking much.
But yeah,
so much.
Bang Show had like sketches. He would like put Norm Macdonald in sketches. Norm Macdonald's like, this is fucking stupid, but he'd do it anyways.
Yeah. I mean, Norm is the absolute best.
Yeah.
An absolute genius.
He's like, yeah, you're just going to eat Activia and we're going to call it Paranorman Activia.
It's fucking, that's the joke.
And he's like, yeah. And Norm was like, no, I'll do it. But this is fucking stupid.
That's fucking so stupid. And now he's making,
I mean,
ZZ Top albums.
One of like the craziest episodes of the Bang Show, because like people should, I don't know where they're available. You can find them somewhere.
Find it somewhere.
There is an episode where it's not a live episode, but he takes an Ambien and like stays awake.
Oh, I'm sure that got wacky.
It is crazy. They like call in like a prostitute and like,
jeez, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking guy.
So yeah, he's got like crazy ideas in his head.
Yeah. So support him, if you want more of those crazy ideas.
He should write an album on Ambien.
I'd let's do it.
Yeah.
100%. But anyway, go check out the fucking album. It's out now. Cool. I may not love it, but we love Wheeler here quite a bit.
Yes.
So thank you so much for listening and watching and hanging out. Blah, 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 blah. You know what to do. All right. Leave a comment, talk some shit to us. Tell us we're idiots and stupid. You can like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you want to hang out with us longer. You can follow me on all social media at PanderMonkey and Alex on Instagram at
Every Album Alex.
And please follow our history guy, Tom Osman, at Tom Osman Sounds on all social media, as well as TomOsmanSounds.com. He does all the dirt digging, all the history stuff for us. It's very cool. What else? Please, for the love of God.
Patreon, baby.
Patreon.com/everyalbumever. Please, for the love of God, go there. That's where you get some bonus episodes. You get to see our schedule in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide what we cover next. You get to join our Discord, join our community, and suggest these EAE singles episodes for us to cover. You could also suggest a full discography and episode if you're tier 2. Those are harder, longer, and they take forever to do, but they are cool. So go there if you want to do that.
And we will do them eventually.
It gets put on the schedule immediately, but there is a wait list. So
Yes.
you will be waiting. Hopefully not super long. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Hopefully we kind of put a dent in some of these things.
Yes. But that's what else? I think that's about it.
That's about it.
All right. So what do you want to wrap it with?
There's one song and one song only. Sniffers Are Out.
I can't help but agree. Thanks so much for listening and watching. See ya.